How can I pass an environment variable through an SSH command? How can I pass a value into an SSH command, such that the environment that is started on the host machine starts with a certain environment variable set to my choosing? Edit. The goal is to pass the current KDE desktop from top Quinn interface current desktop to the new shell created so that I can pass back an NFS locations to my jedit instance on the original server, which is unique for each KDE desktop, using a mechanism like a maze server/Emacs client. The reason multiple SSH instances can be in flight at one time is because when I'm setting up my environment, I'm opening a bunch of different SSH instances to different machines.
The ~/.ssh/environment file can be used to set variables you want available for remote commands. You will have to enable permatuser environment in the SSHD configuration. Variables set this way are exported to child processes, so you can. And my script will know that Foo is bar and Joe is 37.
The sendenv option is your guy. ~/.ssh/config, locally /etc/ssh/sshd_config, on the remote end. Now, whatever the value of $myvar locally is, it becomes available in the remote session too. If you log in multiple times, each session will have its own copy of $myvar, with possibly different values. .ssh/environment is meant for other purposes. It kind of acts as $n file when executing non-shell commands remotely.
You can pass values with a command similar to the following. You can test with. On TCSH the following seems to work.
There's also a horrible hack. If your script is consuming the variable on the remote end, i.e. you can name it whatever you want, you can abuse the locale variables. Any variable of the form lc_ will be passed on verbatim, with no requirement for configuration whatsoever. For example, we have a series of Bastion servers at one of my clients. I hate having to connect to it, just to connect to another server. And another server. Every time. I have a script that behaves just like SSH, except that it's clever. Basically, if lc_bounce_hosts is set, it splits it on spaces and peels off the first host. Then it bounces through and runs the same script. On the destination node, this list is eventually empty, so it runs the command. I also have a debug mode, which is great during network troubles, which is set by lc_bounce_debug. Since SSH passes all of these along for me magically, I don't have to do anything other than recognize the end of the host list, which I do with a option. I feel dirty every time I use this, but it works everywhere I've tried it.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.